gonna make this one quick. Hopefully the camera won't overheat again. In case it's not obvious, based on the camera angle being the same for the past few reviews, I'm reviewing these all kind of back to back, the last few. Keanu, Silence, and this one, Secret Life of Pets. Secret Life of Pets. Secret Life of Pets. It's a fucking relief to talk about this movie, because I just finished talking about Silence. Which, if you haven't watched that, please give it a shot. Not the movie, watch that too, but if you haven't watched my review of Silence, please check it out. But yeah, it was not fun to talk about, because it's not a fun movie. This wasn't really a fun movie either, but it didn't make me fucking, yeah. Nobody gets tortured to death in this movie, except for maybe the audience. Ha ha ha. So, Secret Life of Pets is from Illumination. They did the Despicable Me movies. They fucked up Dr. Seuss a couple times with The Lorax and Horton Hears a Who. They did Sing, which came out on Christmas. I haven't seen that one yet, because it looks awful. Same reason I didn't watch Secret Life of Pets earlier in the year. So yeah, Secret Life of Pets. Boy, this movie wants to be better than it is, and I'm sort of stealing from CinemaSins here. Go watch that review, it just popped up. Not review, go watch the Sins video. It's trying, man. It's well animated. There's a lot of water in the movie that looks gorgeous. The character animation's pretty solid. A lot of fur and fuzz. You know, it's not poorly animated at all. They got a stellar cast. Louis C.K., Kevin Hart, who I don't hate. I mean, he was in like 19 movies this year and I didn't see any of them, but I like Kevin Hart as a person. It's got Albert Brooks, one of my favorites. He's in it. It's got a bunch of fucking good people. And the story isn't one that's a bad one. It's just a little bit cliche. The thing is, the cliche thing isn't necessarily a bad thing, particularly for a kid's movie, as long as they do it well. And to my money, to my taste, this wasn't done well. So, Secret Life of Pets. I like kids' movies a lot. I'm the dude who, you know, I watched Penguins of Madagascar when I was hungover, and it became one of my favorite movies. That movie's a lot of fun. I watch pretty much every kids' movie I can get my hands on, even as an adult. I think they're a blast. I'm a big Pixar fanatic.
Not Secret Life, but Zootopia currently sits at number 2 in my favorite movie of the year. So I'm a big animation guy. I'm a big children's film fan. This movie is flawed. Very, very, very fucking flawed. The trailer, that trailer came out like a year before the movie. The first teaser trailer was great, which essentially is the first 3 minutes of this movie. The teaser trailer was just like people leaving for work and then their pets doing shenanigans. So, you know, it's like a wiener dog under a food mixer, and he's getting a massage. It's a parrot, a little parakeet, turning on a fan so we can fly in place while, like, a movie is showing. It's, you know, it's cats eating whole chickens in the fridge. It's a lot of, you know, shenanigans. That's literally the opening montage of the movie. The plot is Toy Story with animals done badly. Pretty much. Louis C.K. plays the main dog. He does voiceover at the beginning. The opening of this movie is so fucking bland. It's just an opening sequence with some fucking cliched bullshit pop song from someone I don't know. Which happened in Zootopia as well, but at least Zootopia had an amazing fucking world of, like, the city and how it worked. This literally opens up on CGI cartoon New York City. It's the most cliche opening ever. Unless you're doing Manhattan, unless you're Woody Allen, don't open your movie up with stock footage of a fucking city. We meet Louis C.K.'s character, the dog. He loves his owner. One day she comes home from work, and she's brought with her a new dog, aka Buzz Lightyear. They're assholes to each other. Immediately, Louis C.K. is a dick to the new dog. The new dog is a dick back. Then Louis C.K. dog realizes that if he starts breaking shit in the apartment, his owner is going to automatically blame the new dog. So now he's, like, blackmailed the new dog into, like, doing everything for him. The new dog, of course, doesn't like this. They escape from their dog walk group, chase scene shenanigans, the dog pound. Kevin Hart as a militant bunny who wants to kill all humans. Things happen. And they have to get back home to their owner. That's the story. So, yeah. Are there jokes that are funny? Absolutely. Are there characters I enjoy? For sure. But as a movie, even at 90-something minutes, it felt long. It's hard to get emotionally involved in the two leads, because they're like the two main dogs, because they're both dicks to each other. And they never have a conversation about we should be friends and work together until like 20 minutes from the end of the movie, and it didn't feel earned. Yeah. Now, character I did like. We meet a bunch of animals that all live in the same, like, apartment building in New York City. They're the other cast of characters. They're going to go out looking for Louis C.K. dog. So, you know, the other toys in Toy Story. One dog lives across the street from Louis C.K. dog, and she is clearly in love with him from the opening scene. She's voiced by the chick from Broad City, who was also on Parks and Rec as, what's his fucking name? Tom's awful friend. John Ralphio's sister. That's who's voicing this other dog, and she's this little fucking Pomeranian fluffball. Her plot in the movie is she is going to overcome the fact that she's this little teensy dog who's like prim and proper and never left her apartment before. She's going to go out in the city and find the dog she loves. That's way more interesting of a character. She's passionate, she's likable, she's funny, she's naive, so when bad things happen, like, it makes sense and she slowly has to overcome the fact that she's naive, but she never gives up on the fact that, like, she believes in the goodness of other animals and people. That's a cool character. Seeing her beat the shit out of, like, snakes and alligators and stuff in the climax was fun. She's a character who has, like, a motivation and action, and she's fun. Louis C.K. dog is kind of a dick with a dry sense of humor who just he's selfish. He's selfish and boring. Now, it's Louis C.K., so there were moments that made me fucking laugh a lot. At one point, they're stuck in Brooklyn. He lives in Manhattan. At one point, he's stuck in Brooklyn, and they're like, we gotta get home, we can do this. New dog, I don't remember their names. You and I, new dog, we can get back to our owner, because we're friends now for some reason. We can do this. We're descended from wolves. We got this. We gotta use our instinct. Anything? No. And then they both kind of flop on the ground. And on the ground, Louis C.K. dog is like, you know, maybe that's all just nonsense. Maybe that's just something, like, being descended from wolves. Maybe that's nothing. Like, maybe it's like one puppy asked its mother, like, hey, like, where are we from? You know, how do we do things? And the mom was like, woof. And the puppy was like, wolves? And the mom was like, yeah, whatever, fine. That felt like a Louis C.K. bit. And there are moments in the movie where he kind of does Louis C.K. riffs, but for kids. Same thing, Kevin Hart, Militant Bunny Rabbit, he does Kevin Hart riffs for a while. Another character I kind of liked. So he was a magician's rabbit who was abandoned because rabbit tricks are stupid. And in doing so, he chose to, like, hire a group, like a gang of animals who hate human beings, who they're called, like, the Flushed Pets group. The idea of, like, animals who've been abandoned by their people, and their goal is to rid the earth of human beings. He's passionate, he's a raving lunatic, he is all over the place, but at least he's got, like, a strong motivation and he's interesting to watch. It gets a little obnoxious from time to time, but not nearly as obnoxious as, like, the Minions, so it's okay. There were some lines of his that made me laugh. And while we're on the subject of, like, killing all humans, for a fucking kids movie, there's a lot of talk about murder and dismemberment. Like, and not, like, in a fun, dark kids movie kind of way. Like, and they're just making light. It's weird. Made me feel slightly uncomfortable. Like, there's a lot of talk about death in this movie. So, fuck. The two dogs, Louis C.K. dog and the new dog, they are trapped out in the world. They get caught by some animal control people. The rabbit shows up to, like, break a compatriot of his out, and then recruits them into his gang. Then they go into the sewers and, like, they murder a viper. And then they run away because they want to get back to the humans. Now Kevin Hart Rabbit wants to fucking catch those dogs and burn them alive. While that's going on, Puffball Dog has rounded up all the other animals in the building, which is like a parakeet and a hawk and other dogs and a cat. They're all going to leave they're going to leave the building and go try and find Louis C.K. dogs. There's like 3 different things going on. It's never boring per se, but none of it is interesting really, so it's just fucking drags on. So for my Nostalgia Critic fans out there, I'm gonna get back to it, by the way, I promise. Big-lipped alligator moment, something I haven't referenced in a while. For those of you who know what I'm fucking talking about, a big-lipped alligator moment is the scene from All Dogs Go to Heaven, where the dog in that movie falls into like a sewer and starts talking to an alligator who sings like a 3-minute song, and it's got big lips. And then that song is never referenced again. The character never really comes back. It's just a what the fuck was that? A random nothing, let's waste 4 minutes of screen time. So a big-lipped alligator moment is when moments like that happen. Shit that's just like, what the fuck, this has no place in the movie. At one point, the two dogs, Louis C.K. dog and the new dog, end up at a wiener festival, not festival, a wiener factory. And they're on a conveyor belt eating fucking sausages. And then out of nowhere, the screen fades to white, the music comes up, and it's like a song from Grease. Yeah, it's the song at the end of Grease. We go together like shamalama-lama, that one. The thing fades to white, that song starts playing, and suddenly the two dogs are in like sausage world, where like hot dogs with faces and hair made out of ketchup and mustard are dancing around on hot dog buns. And they're singing, and they're being eaten, and the sunshine is made of hot dogs, and what the fuck? And they never address it. Like, it cuts away, we do some other shit with like Bunny Rabbit, we come back to Louis C.K. Dog, and they're just hanging out in the sausage factory being like, that was good. It's the, what the fuck? Like, I guess we just need fucking, I guess they needed 2 more minutes of fucking screen time. There's a lot of that in this movie, just padded fucking fantasy sequences. So my issue with it as an animated film for kids, there's a lot of good fast-paced animation. A lot of like chase scenes, a lot of hijinks with like people being flung around through garbage cans and shot up into the fucking sky and hanging off of clotheslines and like big fucking what should be fun slapstick moments. The problem is it just feels like motion for motion's sake. The kind of, essentially just feels like let's make it fast and stupid so the kids will fucking think it's interesting. And it's not. There's no agency to any of it. It just, like, I don't care. I know that no one's gonna be in, I know no one's in jeopardy because no one really gets hurt in this movie. They're not fun, it's not good. And as a fan of Tom and Jerry and the Roadrunner cartoons, it's like, I love that kind of stuff, but they did it badly. If you want to see a movie that did it well, go watch the fucking Penguins movie, which is on Netflix. A lot of fucking fast-paced, stupid, silly chase action sequences in that movie that are really good because the timing is right and there's moments where characters that we give a shit about react to the situation. For that matter, go watch the fucking Madagascar movies. There's plenty of hijinks in those too. Like there's a lot of fucking like, hey, let's stop, like, never mind having a conversation with one of our 14 goddamn characters. Let's not have any character development. Let's just have like alley cats chase them for a while and be flung around and bounced off awnings. It's just loud and stupid for loud and stupid's sake. And I don't like that. At the end of the movie, they get back. Surprise, surprise. The girl dog who tracked down Louis C.K. Dog, those two form a couple, hood, dog, whatever. Everyone goes home, and it ends in a very sweet note of like, hey, I'm glad you guys are friends now. Like, the owner comes home, sees Louis C.K. Dog. I'm glad you guys are buddies, and you know, isn't it great having an owner? And isn't it great having a pet? Like, it's like the theme, the message of the movie, which is animals are awesome, they need us as much as we need them, and we have no idea what their lives are like when we're not around, so maybe we should give them more consideration. That's all good. It's just, it's packaged in such a nothing fucking concept of a movie. It's not a bad movie. I mean, I guess the longer I talk about it, the more I dislike it. But watching it, I was like, this is harmless. There are worse ways to kill 90 minutes. I've seen worse movies. I've seen worse kids' movies. There's nothing, like, horribly objectionable to it. Camera overheated. Again, in Texas. In January. Yay. So I don't know what I was talking about. I think I was saying that, like, the movie isn't terrible. Like, it wasn't objectionable. Like, it's just 90 minutes of fluff and nothing. I've seen worse kids' movies. I've seen worse movies in general. But the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, maybe I hated this fucking thing more than I thought I did. It's really not very good. There are jokes I like, the animation's pretty, but yeah, it's, ugh. I don't like this flick very much. I will admit, I guess it's better than like middling shitty DreamWorks movies like the Shrek sequels or whatever. It took like an hour for a poop joke to happen. I'll give it that much. Granted, there was a pee joke like 2 minutes in. Yeah, it's just a stupid kids movie. You know, I believe kids are smarter than that. Maybe that's why I like cartoons. Well, I mean, I like cartoons. I like animation. I think that you can learn a lot from like a lot about directing and comedy timing and a lot of good shit. You can learn a lot of stuff from animation as a filmmaker. I also think I like kids movies because the good ones hit you on an emotional level. And I'm not talking about like, oh, there's jokes for the adults, you know, off-color references. That's always fun. I'm talking about like, you know, a good animated movie, or not just animated, a good kids flick tells story on a more basic level, a more emotional, simplistic level, and that's not a bad thing. Kubo and the Two Strings comes to mind, which shouldn't make my list of the year or anything, but like, that's a movie that like took its audience seriously. Just because you're kids doesn't mean you're fucking vapid and stupid. They don't feel the need to jam the fucking screen with like nonsense and noise. And And I like a good simple film sometimes. Honestly, like Zootopia had a shitload going on. That's a bad example, but like I like when kids movies do that as well. But I'm trying, like, okay, I haven't seen The Red Turtle yet, but that's apparently like an hour and 20-minute movie with no dialogue that just tells a story, and it's just fucking there. The opening 15 minutes of Up have more poignant things to say about love and marriage than like 4 Woody Allen movies. So I like kids movies on that level. This movie is not the lowest common denominator of dog shit, but and that wasn't a pun because it's animals, but it clearly doesn't have much respect for its core demographic, and that's a shame. So, that was Secret Life of Pets. Like I said, go check out the CinemaSins review of it. It just came up like a day ago. Very fucking funny, much shorter than my review, I'm sure. And speaking of pets, and the whole theme of the movie being, maybe we should think of our pets more often and treat them better, because we have no idea what lives they lead when we're not around, and they love us as much as we love them. On that note, my dog has been sitting here, not on a couch. I've got couches on either side of me. Comfy chair, she likes sitting over there. Bed over there, of course. She hasn't been sitting in those places. She's been sitting a foot away from me on the floor for the past 2 hours while I talk about movies. So I'm gonna go walk my dog. Willow Pup deserves some love. So I'm gonna go walk the dog, and I'll see you next time with, I guess, Manchester by the Sea will be the next review, which I'm assuming is gonna be way better than Secret Life of Pets. So thanks for watching. Find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. My name is George Efta. If you're interested in my own screenplays, you can find them at adolescentconceptions.wordpress.com, which there's a link for on the Twitter page. And yeah, thank you for watching. In the comments below, talk about some of your favorite kids movies that do treat kids like fucking people, and not like fucking zombies who just need noise. So tell me what kids movies you liked. That's what I'd like to hear. Bye!